Yosha, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good before noon. To everyone and out there, my name is Ver, but you can call me Kaicho. Welcome to today's radio stream. Welcome. Thank you for the gift, and thank you for remembering me. No, thank you. My name is Ver. Today I'll be doing a radio stream. In case you guys don't know what that is, I am going to be reading your submissions, your posts, and gonna be sharing that to the world. It's gonna be really cute. It's gonna be really awesome. Really cool submissions today. Really awesome things I want to talk about. It should be exciting. Thank you for remembering me. You are. Thank you. And Runifix, thank you as well. Should be really cool stuff. Hopefully you guys enjoy. Hi Kaija, how was your day? I mean, it was a day. It's having a 9 to 6 is, you know, it's what it is, right? But I was very excited. Very excited about today. Radio streams are one of my favorites things to do, and well, hopefully it's the same for you guys. I'm very excited. Haven't streamed in a bit, so it's nice to come back after like what, 2 days of rest. Mooney, thank you for remembering me as well. 29 months is insane. Thank you. I've been doing okay. Thank you for saying. Actually, I want your hearts. If you want my hearts, you're gonna have to do better than that. Just with words, gotta do more than just that. 연휴가 아니겠죠? Yes, I understand that in some countries it is Chuseok, some countries it's Mid-Autumn Festival, some other countries, you know, might be celebrating something else too. And I hope you guys are having a good one. Arrow, thank you so much for remembering me as well. Thank you. As for me, I don't have any such break, so I've been working. But you know what? Hey, that's sometimes to an extent it's better to be working. Said no one ever. What are you talking about? That's crazy. Tiny, thank you for remembering me as well. Thank you. Cheese Nugget as well. Thank you. I mean, there's like workaholics out there, right? People are like, I can't live without not working. I feel like, you know, at some point it might get really busy, but it might get really boring if you just don't work at all. But I don't feel that way yet.
Radio stream to accompany me at work.
Oh, fantastic, Safira. I'm glad to hear that you're tuning in to me. I mean, that's kind of the idea of the radio streams. It's supposed to be like while you're at work, whether you're home chilling, you know, it could be kind of a chill stream you could just tune into. Fighting me that Kaicho, thank you so much, Padapinim. Thank you so much for the super. Thank you. So, it's one of those streams, hope you guys can relax. But how is everyone? How was your weekends, guys? Did you guys do anything special? You guys do anything interesting? I, for one, got a haircut. You know, I went to one of my favorite barbers. He was like, "Oh my god, Ver, your hair became so long. Snippity doodle." It's very short now. 아이고 시오야 2년이나. Wow, 감사합니다. You have hair? That is great. No, but it was really awesome. It was nice to kind of finally cut off my hair was really long. It was poking my eyes. It was getting really like messy. I go to work in a very professional setting. So you know, I'm wearing suits every day, things like that. So it's a little tricky, you know, having such messy hair. It's kind of like, I don't want. If I had this hair when I went to work, but I have a nice haircut. But you know how, like, you know, when you get a haircut, the first time you get your haircut, you don't really like it. You guys feel that too? I'm like, when I first cut my hair, I'm like, oh, it's kind of funky. I don't know if I like it. I don't know if I like it though. But usually it takes about a week or two for it to finally like settle and get in place, and maybe hopefully it'll look better. I mean, it's like I remember I was telling the barber, can you like keep my long, like, you know, my front hair relatively long? Just keep it by eyebrow. They're like, oh, no problem there. Snip, snip, snips. And there's my forehead. That is my forehead. You went too far. You went too far, excuse me. Oi. Oi, kisama. Barber-sama. Oi, oi, oi. Stop here. It do be like that. Otherwise, what else did I do? Like, so Saturday I had my last stream. On Sunday I basically just kind of like collapsed. I'm not gonna lie, getting into the habit of, 9 to 6, and then, getting home and streaming and all that things, and, all my other personal stuff, balancing it has been quite tricky. But I'm getting into it. I'm getting into the habit finally. It's been about 3 weeks since I started my job, right? So still getting into the habit of things, but hopefully I'll be able to get into it ASAP, But yeah, doing my best as I can. But today we will be talking about what you guys have been up to. The radio stream is basically my way of communicating with you guys, because I feel like you can never have too many. You can never have too many avenues to have, like, communication, to just talk with you guys, for sure. Which I really do appreciate. I feel like when it comes to radio streams, I spend some time just kind of sitting down, just scrolling through the submissions, kind of randomly choosing, filtering out things, that I might not be able to say. Then, with the things that, are remaining, I just kind of randomly choose. And I'm always happy to see that a lot of people actually send in a lot of submissions. Very, very happy about that, not gonna lie. Because it means that people are interested, and hopefully I get to read yours as well. Obviously I can't read everything because my time is limited. But if I do read yours, that'd be cool, and just know that everyone who did send it to me, of course I do take a look at those as well. So far my radio streams haven't had really much of a focus, but maybe in the future I'll be able to do something more. Speaking of the future, I think this is a good time for me to suggest as well. I'm planning on maybe having a membership stream maybe next week, where I finally figure out how to use my 3D stuff. So I got some new tracking equipment that I will be able to potentially use. And next week I'm hopefully going to try testing it out. It'll be members only. When I'm still trying to like get the nicks and crannies of how to work things out, and not to mention I want to practice this dance, the NIJISANJI dance. I forget what it's called. Like, what was it, Niji or something? That looks pretty interesting, so I do want to give it a try. So I will go ahead and give maybe practice that a little bit, and it should be fun. Should be a fun stream. Niji Town, is that what it is? Niji Town, yes. It should be fun, and at some point I'll be able to hopefully record a short and maybe upload it, something like that. Speaking of, have you guys been enjoying the shorts that I've been uploading recently? I don't know if you guys have noticed, but I've been trying to, after a long discussion I had with my villains, it's come to my attention that ever since my hiatus, which was like 10 months, I realized that it's very difficult for people to know when Vermillion is gonna stream or not. So I want to keep consistent. Consistency is now my new motto. My middle name is Consistency. Call me Consistency Vermillion. That's a hard word to say 10 times. Consistency. So every Monday, Wednesday, Fridays will be a new short. Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday will be a new stream. Look at that. Every day new Vermillion content. That's just awesome stuff. And hopefully that could, get the attention of some new and old villains alike and bring me back up to speed. Should be cool. Otherwise, I've been eating some good food. Yesterday I went to a hot pot. It was like those I forget the province name, but it was like one of those provinces, a hot pot style which was very spicy. Very spicy. That's all I'm gonna say. It was incredibly spicy. Every time I go to hot pots. And speaking of, I didn't think about this, but I didn't realize this. But I was talking to a friend, and I was like, "Well, do you know what a hot pot is?" And I realized they don't actually. There's no real word for hot pots in Korean, for instance. I guess 정골, but like it's technically not that. If you say hot pot, you kind of imagine a spicy dish. Well, for me, when I go to a hot pot place, I ask for like the most mild of soups. I don't know if you guys can relate, but like when I go to hot pot, there's people who get like super spicy, like 5 pepper. You know, like those menus of like the 5 peppers. Like there's like the little pepper symbols. Like each pepper symbol is like the spiciness level, and they're like 5 peppers, please. And I'm like, bro, I'll take the mushroom with like the clear soup, like the clear white soup. But it's what I really liked about that place was that you could make your own sauce apparently. Like many of the hot pot places I went to, they just kind of give you like the basic ones. Well, I guess so. I suppose. Yes. But like, you know, I made my own sauce, which is really cool. I was able to I don't know if you guys can guess what kind of sauce I like. It's a little different from Malatang. I can't handle spicy food at all, unfortunately. Yes, spicy food is like my kryptonite. I love spicy food, but my stomach just burns. It literally goes on fire. And you know, it was a Sunday, so I don't want to like go to work tomorrow and be like, "Hey boss, I'm just gonna be in the restroom for about say half of the day. If you need me, you know, just go get someone else. Thanks." Soy sauce? No. So I like hoisin. I like oyster sauce, or I like hoisin. So like kind of like the salt and like salty and sweet sauce. My favorite combination is like hoisin sauce with garlic and scallion. It's wonderful, fantastic. Oyster sauce is pretty good too. I'm a scallion fan. I don't know if you guys like scallion, but I'm a scallion fan. I know some people don't really like scallion or cilantro. I say they're just babies. Absolutely stingy. Such babies. Such baby mouth. Such baby tongue. Gotta eat them scallions. Eat them cilantro. Good food, man. Good food. I mean, the thing about Mid-Autumn Festival, same as Chuseok, but I feel like more for Mid-Autumn Festival, if anything, is like there's a very strong emphasis on like eating good food. I feel like Chuseok is more like, you know, spending time with family and of course eating with them. But Mid-Autumn Festival is like, you know, meeting family, but also eat that food, right? So I was like, maybe in the spirit of it, I should eat some food. So really good stuff. Really good stuff. I haven't eaten a mooncake yet though. I'm really upset about that. Maybe one day. I like those egg yolk mooncakes though. I don't really like meat mooncakes. But I don't know if you guys got to go outside and look at the moon for a bit. The moon was incredibly beautiful. And I remember, I realized that that means something else in Japan. Like suki ga kirei desu ne. But no, but like I'm not even kidding. I wasn't even trying to be like that. I was like, dude, the moon's actually hella pretty today. The moon is actually so pretty. The full moon was so beautiful. I took some photos. Maybe I'll upload them later when I have a chance. But it was like when I saw it, it was very low and it was like very yellow. It was just about rising and it was very big. Wow, that's what I live for, you know. Celestial bodies. I love various celestial bodies. Incredibly beautiful. So I hope you guys have an incredible, wonderful holiday if you guys are celebrating that. And if not, you know, go outside and look at the moon. I mean, it's one thing that is true. So here's a little funny little romantic fact if you guys want to use that for your romantic needs. My understanding is that the moon that we see is always the same face. That's my understanding. No matter where on Earth you are, when you look at the moon, you look at the exact same face of the moon. You never look at the dark side of the moon. So what that means is that no matter where you are, no matter where you are, we're always looking at the same moon. Oof. Wow. So, you know, maybe if it's night for you, go outside and look at the moon and you'll be like, well, I looked at the same moon as Vermillion did, my Kamiyoshi. Alright. Because no matter how far apart we are, no matter what country we are in or whatnot, we're all connected by the same beautiful night sky. Bam. When the sun's out, we will just look at the sun together and our eyes will get blinded. Alright, team. Let's move on to the main content. But yeah, let me see here. So we'll be having a membership stream next week. Hopefully. Maybe the week after, but we'll see. And yeah, should be fun. But today we'll be doing the radio stream, so sit around, maybe get something to drink. If you're working, then try to lock in, but maybe just plug me in a ear or something. Welcome to Vermillion's radio stream. Today we have a wonderful group of submissions. Here's the first one. I have a confession. I have watched you, Ver, for 3 years now, so that's basically from the start. I still not understand how to play Yu-Gi-Oh! However, I love watching the Chuny side of you and having fun. It kind of hurt me when you said no one watched Yu-Gi-Oh! And it's sad that VODs is not doing well. I just want to see you collab with other Yu-Gi-Oh! Players or newbies. There is so much potential for you to make it big with just playing Yu-Gi-Oh! I always waited for you to drag, pull, collab, introduce other livers from NIJISANJI EN or whole Niji branch or other corpo into the card game. There's always a first time for everyone. I want to witness you starting your own Yu-Gi-Oh! Hardcore streamer in NIJISANJI EN arc. Also, who knows, maybe next year in future we can see you be invited to the new Yu-Gi-Oh! Event or tournament and you're one of the guests. There's nothing wrong to dream big and go for it. I hope this encourages you more to fight for what you love. You always ask what we want, but you have yet to tell us what you want. Oh, that's a very sweet submission. Thank you so much. Yu-Gi-Oh! Is a very it's not just a childhood game, but it's a game for me that has very good memories, very happy memories that keep with me. I am a little salty sometimes that, you know, there's like this big Yu-Gi-Oh! Event that I was never invited to, but for NIJISANJI. But you know, I guess it is what it is. I feel like not being able to speak Japanese has been a very big what's the word? Debuff when it comes to being here. Having said, hopefully I'll be able to squeeze in a couple Yu-Gi-Oh! Streams here and there. And the truth of the matter is, like, the reason why the VODs are probably not doing well is because, you know, I don't focus on it as much. So, for sure, I would love to... It's just, you know, when it comes to streaming, there's always, like, this big debate of what is good for streaming and what is not good for streaming. And sometimes it's not easy, you know, to, like, just do what I want. If I wanted to do just what I wanted, then I could just do that on my own time. But I want to make sure I make content that's good for both of us. That could make all of us happy. It's a little tricky. But I do appreciate the sentiment for sure. I think it means a lot. And it makes a lot of sense as well. You always ask what we want, but you have yet to tell us what you want. What I want is for you to be happy. I think mainly what I want is I want to make content that makes my viewers happy, that makes you happy. And I want to be a kind of channel that many people can come to and think, wow, Ver is streaming. I'm so excited. You know, I want that to be a default thought for you guys. That's the kind of thing I want, to be your happy place. And one day, hopefully I'll be able to reach that goal. Thank you so much for the submission. Good point though. Actually, funny enough, this Friday, I might have a chance to play with a JP streamer. Not on my stream, But I know it's Fumi Senpai's birthday. And rumors suggest that potentially she might be playing some Yu-Gi-Oh! So I'd love to join there if that's possible. It'd be super cool. Next submission. Hello Vermillions, I'll try to make the story short. I was watching your latest outfit reveal between university classes, but my recess ended, and I had to walk to my next class. Long story short, I was so locked in that not only I crashed into a glass door, I also dropped all of my notes. It took me like 2 hours to reorganize all of them. I love to say that no one saw that happen, but a lot of people saw that scene, including my professor. My advice is, please be careful of your surroundings when watching a stream in public, or you will be brutally embarrassed. Anyway, thank you for the stream, sending a hug. That's cute. So basically you bumped into a glass door because you were watching my outfit reveal. To be fair, my outfit reveal was pretty solid. It was pretty good. It's a pretty solid new outfit. I mean, it looks pretty awesome, so understandable. In fact, I'm surprised you didn't bump into more glass doors. It's lucky that you bumped into only one. But yeah, make sure you always look forward. You know, always make sure you're looking forward when you're walking around for sure. Thank you for this submission. That's a very cute one. Thank you. Next submission. Hey Kaicho, I have this wild story, but not wild in the unsafe so way, but wild in that's so weird, lol. Anyway, I have this ex-friend. And that's when you know it's a really good story, when they started with ex-friend, who I thought was chill. Just a little younger than me and the rest of our friends, so we let her get away with a lot. Our friendship ended when we found out that she was looking up our houses on Zillow to see how much they cost, and was actively judging our classmates based on the type of plastic water bottle they drink out of. We knew she looked into people's financials a lot, but that was such a weird thing to do. She doesn't see anything wrong with this type of behavior and got more mad at us for pointing out that it's not okay to do that. We're all in grad school too, so this is wild. Woo! That's wild. Oh my god. There are people like that though. There's people who don't really realize that what they're doing is wrong, and they're very like forthcoming about it. They're like, what's wrong with that? You know, I'm just doing it because it's like, is that illegal? You know? That is crazy though. I feel like looking up people's apartments on Zillow is already pretty like insane behavior. I don't think there's anything inherently wrong with it, but it is kind of like, so you're going out of your way to look at other people's house prices? I mean, if it's like, you know, like maybe checking their house price and thinking like, okay, well, maybe I can move in there. That could be one thing. But then the reason for that is to actively judge the classmates. Ooh, also the type of plastic water bottle, that's crazy. My favorite plastic water, but my favorite drink is Poland Spring. That's like $1 drink. Does that make me like, I mean, I am poor, but you know, does that make me poor? I mean, I guess it does, but you know what I mean, right? Like, just because I'm not drinking Fuji water, or is it Fiji? Fuji, it's Fuji. See, I don't even know the drink's name. I don't even know the drink's name. Though having been said, I do remember like when I was younger, when some of my classmates drank like smart water, I was like, whoa, yo, they rich. Like, that's when you know if someone was rich or not. Like, if they're drinking smart water, they're rich. Yeah, Poland Spring. Poland Spring is my favorite. It tastes the best. I like certain waters don't taste good. Like, some waters are like, that's good water, and some waters like, dude, this can't be from a natural source. Anyway, that's crazy. Good thing that they're an ex-friend. But thank you so much for the submission. Alright, next submission. One of the wildest moments that I had was during high school. During class, one of my teacher told us that the junior students caused chaos in the bathroom. Okay. Both boys and girls. The teacher said that someone crashed the urinal, that it tilted 45 degrees in the boys' changing room. As for the girls, it's even more crazy. The teacher said that on the 4th floor, there's a stall that no one would ever go into this day. I graduated from high school, but I still had contact with the teachers, and they told me that still no one goes to that bathroom. Because the stall's toilet was completely tilted 90 degrees. What were they? How do you even... The toilets? Like, because it's the girls' bathroom, so I'm just gonna assume it's like, you know, the sitting down toilets. How do you even tilt at 90 degrees? I don't even... Isn't that like... I guess it depends on which one you go... Like, I guess some of them are attached to the wall, but most toilets are like attached to the ground. How do you even... You'll say like... But then the urinal's also... Like, the urinal's also attached to the floor. What kind of chaos could they possibly have been? Like, what was this? Like the Chaos Emeralds? Like, what in the... Wow. The high schoolers, man. High schoolers had a lot of energy. But speaking on the topic of, like, you know, adulthood, and when I was high school, I had like the energy of an ox, you know? Like, every day I would wake up and I would like be active for like 2 hours and I wouldn't get tired. I know, right? That's insane. Whew. My god. 2 whole hours without getting tired. That's insane. That's absolutely insane. High school me was just like freaking like unstoppable. Like now, you know, I wake up and I'm already ready to sleep. I wake up and I'm like, yep. Alright, can't wait for 18 hours from now where I can sleep. This is the same submission, by the way. The second wildest thing is that I found out that one of my ex-friends got pregnant by her ex-boyfriends. She dragged me into the shop and into the gynecology section. Then she proceeded to buy a pregnancy test. I asked her that, you know, who needs it? And she answered, me! I need it! Afterwards, she dragged me into a stall and she tested negative at first. But I told her to test it by the next day, and she did it the next day and she got, oh my god, got pregnant by her own ex-boyfriend. The thing is, like, it happens. It happens. That's a shame. It's very unfortunate because, like, assuming they didn't want the kid, then yeah. I mean probably because an ex-boyfriend and all that, but it does happen. It happens more often than you might think. I hear a lot of, like, whoops pregnancy stories a lot. But hopefully your friend's okay. That's crazy. Georgie, thank you so much for the 10. Thank you. Rawr. Thank you so much for the gifted, guys. Thank you, Georgie. I love that name. Also, I like your profile picture. It's the isn't that Hirono from the Pop Mart series? Oh, that reminds me. Yesterday I went to Pop Mart as well. I was looking around and there was like this skull panda that I really wanted. I think it should be coming soon, hopefully. Really cool stuff. Hirono is really cool. Demo is obviously awesome. Did you know? It looks like finally Labubu is kind of like dropping in a bit of popularity. Finally, like, honestly, it's a little overrated. I feel like Demo or, like, you know, Molly should have had that spot 100%. Did I see the Halloween Demo? I did not, but that sounds awesome. But that's a base profile picture. Thank you so much for the 10 gifted. Thank you. Rawr. Thank you. Such kindness. Thank you so much, Georgie. Thank you. Alright, next submission. Back when I was in college, I was walking home from a shift at my second job when this couple, a guy and a girl, came up to me. Also, by the way, I should probably just quickly say this. Always use protection, kids. Always use protections. Okay. Moving on to the submission. I was walking home from a shift at my second job when this couple, a guy and a girl, came up to me. I had no clue who they were and thought maybe they needed directions or something. Without so much as a hello or asking what my name was, the girl says she and her boyfriend thought I was really cute and wanted to know if I wanted to be in a threesome with them. Oh. Oh. Oh my, okay. Alright. Buy me dinner first? Like, what the hell? That's crazy. Thing is, at the time, I was fresh out of the closet as a pansexual person. And pretty inexperienced with woman freaky deaky stuff, so I just froze. Felt myself flush so bad, I probably looked like a tomato and started out some kind of like, no, thank you. Before speed walking away. Not my smoothest moment for sure. Wow. The translation, I don't know what the translation said, but a threesome, which is like, yes, 3P. Yes, I think that's pretty accurate actually. Maybe they just want to prank on? I think so. A part of me thinks that's probably the case. There's a lot of people who actually do that, weirdly enough. They just like embarrassing people. But that's wild. If they weren't kidding, then all I can say is, man, what a missed opportunity. I'm just kidding. That's crazy. I don't know. If I were to ever like lay in bed with someone, I would probably only do it with someone I actually love and care for. And not actually like, you know, just some random person who comes up to me in the street and be like, hey man, you want a threesome? And I'll be like, hey y'all. I'm not that open-minded. But I do want to go to that threesome place. Hey, good guy. Hey man. I don't know about the threesome, but is your girlfriend free for a twosome? Oh. And then I'll probably get beaten up. Moving on to the next submission. What? When I was younger, I used to write a lot of fanfiction about old man yaoi, and I don't know why what? Willow Huckleberry, thank you so much for the super sticker. Thank you. Yeah, it's pretty cool, right? It's pretty cool. Old man yaoi, huh? Why old? Sure. I don't know why, I just did. I spent years becoming a professional writer, to where now I got 2 jobs and won more than 10 awards as a film producer due to me writing gay fiction on AO3. After I got my awards, I fell in love with someone and they're older than me by 11 years. I'm over 21. I have been the happiest I've ever been, and yes, I still write old man yaoi, but employed. Thank you for being in the background while I write. Okay, alright, no, you can't be a non anymore. You need to tell me who you are right now. You need to out yourself right now. You have to raise your hand. I have so many questions to ask. What in the world? Well, congratulations. I really don't even know where that world begins. Like, I used to write a bit as well, and I won like maybe 1 award. I got published in like magazines, but like 10 awards as a film producer, and my stories were definitely not gay fiction, but maybe that's what I should have been writing about. Maybe I should have been writing about gay fiction myself. Damn. I couldn't have been a writer instead of a VTuber. But if I just did Old Man Yaoi, damn. Damn, damn. Man, if I can go back in time, I would tell my past self, there, instead of writing this, like, freaking like fantasy fiction stuff, you know, this realistic fiction stuff. Throw that stuff away. Throw this introspective BS away. Just write Old Man Yaoi, okay? That's awesome. That's awesome. Did you write one? I have never wrote AoE free. What are you talking about? Next submission. Ooh, this one's. Oh yeah, I left this one because I wanted to talk about it, but it's a little sensitive, so close your ears if you need to. and I just want to preface by saying, Anon, thank you so much for believing me to submit this. When I was 8, a teacher, let's just say, explicitly harassed me. I don't know how to react. I knew I was wrong, but I couldn't speak. The teacher had helped me with school when my family was poor. I worried that telling anyone might stop the assistance, so I kept it inside until now, which made me very introverted. I don't know if I have depression. My parents still don't know. Even so, I still enjoy helping others. Listening to their voices, dealing with sad things, I'm grateful my personality wasn't ruined by my teacher or family. 7 years later, I started watching VTubers. It was right around Kaicho's debut. I'm glad to meet you and Villians. This helped me divert a lot of attention. I often draw fan art. Life is improving, but I don't have much money, so I can only keep drawing as repayments. I hope you and the Villians enjoy it, although I sometimes feel not suited for drawing or it's not appealing, but I'm still drawing you. I'm sorry it's a long story, but I want to say thank you and Villians. Everyone is friendly. So I kept this one in because even though it is relatively trigger warning, it's I feel like Anon took a big step, you know, in sending this to me. Here's what I have to say. First of all, thank you so much for opening up to me and chat. And please, you know, if need be, always stay as Anon. But if you do need help, I'm sure. Well, first of all, if you need help, don't go to me or friends or whatever. There's a therapist. Always go to therapists. I feel like depending on where you live, they might offer some free consultations as well. But if you just need help, as in if you just needed someone to be around you, to talk, to just chill and relax with, I'm here. Villians are here. As for what happens, first of all, your teacher deserves to die and burn in the worst places of hell. I don't say that lightly. I feel like anyone who does that to children actually should die. Like I don't understand that at all. And what you went through is incredibly frustrating, and I'm so sorry that they decided to take your situation and your family situation over you and use that against you. It's terrible to hear, and I think what I want to say is, at the very least, I care very much about this, and your bravery in bringing this up hopefully gives you a little bit of solace that at the very least me and my viewers know about this. So that's because you mentioned that your parents don't know either. At least we do know. And I say this with the utmost seriousness that that's incredibly terrible what you went through. And also this whole thing about like, listen guys, there seems to be this misconception about me. Yes, I'm money hungry, I love money, but never ever do you ever need to actually send money to support me. It's like, there's like life is improving, but I don't have much money, so I can only keep drawing as repayment. Like, you know, like there's first of all nothing to repay to me. I'm streaming for you guys, and I'm here because you guys are here. And secondly, like, while I appreciate supas and gifts for sure, there's no pressure for you guys to send it. In fact, just don't send it to me, right? I'll be fine. You know, just don't send me money. Just sit down and watch and just relax and just enjoy. That's repayment by itself. And thank you so much for the fan arts. Make sure you take care of yourself foremost, you know. Make sure you take care of yourself first and foremost, Anon, as well as all of my villains. Okay? For sure, for sure. Take care. Take care. You got this. Thank you so much for opening up. Okay. Next submission. Wholesome story time. Okay. Okay. Let's go with the wholesome one. Wholesome story time. I live in a part of the world where the aurora is almost never seen. It's been a dream of mine for a long time to actually see it though. Earlier this year, when the aurora extended a lot further south than it normally does, I made several attempts to go see it. Unfortunately, it never actually got down by me, so I was super disappointed. One night I was on Discord with one of my besties telling her how bummed I was about it. My bestie lives where auroras are a lot more common though. So she stepped outside, flipped on her camera, and just let me watch in silence for a little while. It was just a short moment, but it's etched into my brain. And I carried that little bit of kindness with me for a very long time. If you're listening right now, I appreciate you, girl. Oh, that's sweet. That's actually kind of beautiful. So, one of my bucket lists is to go see the aurora with the people I love. In particular, my mom, because my mom actually that's one of my mom's dreams. She wants to see the aurora. So I definitely understand that. I've never seen it before, but I'm a huge what's the word? I guess a huge fan, like a huge otaku, I guess. Huge otaku for like space stuff, like the sky stuff. When it comes to like super moons, blood moons, star showers, shooting stars, things like that. Oh god, I love those. I'm one of my very first books when I was a kid was a space book, and I had all the constellations in it, all the planets, random space facts. I am a huge space nerd, and the aurora has always been something I want to see one time, just at least one time. It was a couple of months ago they said that where I live they would actually be able to show auroras. Like, where I live there's going to be like the sun was basically tweaking, right? The sun was going crazy. The sun was absolutely going crazy, and apparently like you'll be able to see auroras where I live. So I remember I stood outside in the nights for like a good 2-3 hours just staring at the sky, hopefully having the chance to see it. I never have. I wasn't able to see it. I never got to see a meteor shower ever as well. So I really, one day that's my dream. One day I'll be able to see it. So I feel like what your friend did there was incredible. Absolutely beautiful. What a nice friend. Guys, living my dream. Thank you so much for the submission. That's really cute. That's really nice. Alright, next submission. Hi Kaicho, I want to tell you a little bit about myself. I have a strange feeling of being afraid that I won't be able to do something that I usually can do. I'm afraid that people will think I'm stupid because I can't do it. Been trying again and again to be able to do it, but I'm tired. This makes me afraid about how my life will be in the future. But when I'm really tired, I always rewatch your radio stream, where there are many words that inspire me. Thank you Kaicho for keeping me going and being the most beautiful inspiration in my life. Raju, I really like your radio stream, by the way. I'm really glad to hear that. I'm really happy to hear that my radio streams are helping out. God, I feel that, right? I mean, I feel like that's a pretty common feeling, right? A lot of people probably feel the same way. The feeling of being afraid that I won't be able to do something that I usually can do. You know, it's interesting how, like, there's this thing called testing anxiety, right? Or when people do like mock exams, right? When people take mock exams, they're doing pretty well, but when they're actually taking the exam, it gets a little scary, things like that. Oh, Willow Huckleberry, thank you so much for the one. Thank you, thank you. I feel like that's a real thing. Testing anxiety is definitely real. So Willow, didn't I literally just say don't send me money? That's crazy. Literally just said don't send me money. But I really appreciate it. Thank you. But I think when it comes to these kind of things, really, the main thing you gotta understand is that you need to trust yourself, and I know that's incredibly hard, right? You know, when it comes to things like sitting down and you're practicing these questions and realize, oh, I'm doing a pretty good job, but when you're actually in the exam room, you get all like nervous. You get all sweaty and be like, your heart is beating, you know, your mind is going a little crazy. I think ultimately though, when it comes to these kinds of things, you just gotta sit down and just realize, yeah, you know what, I prepared for this. The best way to overcome this kind of anxiety is really just to sit down and keep practicing again and again. And as for the part about I'm afraid that people think I'm stupid because I can't do it, I mean, I definitely can relate, but what I can promise you is that people will care about that for maybe a minute at max. Right? They'll listen to you and they'll be like, oh my god, you didn't pass that exam? Oh my god. And that's it. That's it. That's it. The truth is, what's really important is that you need to focus on yourself, and question of whether or not you're doing a good job is, I think that's the important part. You should always be focusing on yourself. Kind of sitting down and kind of, you know, thinking about, oh, other people might think of me this way and that way. And it's just a really tiring way to live. I mean, I've already said the story like 5 times, but I'm gonna say it another 5 times. Because I took this exam and I failed 5 times, right? And every time I failed, I felt like, man, people probably think I'm dumb. You know, my parents probably think I'm dumb. Everyone probably thinks I'm super dumb. Why can't I do this? I'm preparing, but I can't do this. Why can't I do this? I can't do this. I can't do this. And it becomes a spiral. What ends up working is that, you know, you gotta get yourself out of that mindset. Be like, no, I can do this. I can do this. Everyone else can do it. Why can't I? The first few times I failed, well, you know what? I will just keep practicing. Just keep practicing. I'll just keep walking forward. And I think that's one of the hardest things to do, but acknowledging that yes, you failed at some points is an incredibly hard thing to do, but a very, very important thing to do. And hopefully that'll be able to, you know, there's like this there's this line, this is a quotes, I think, in Korean. Maybe it's just a song lyric, I don't remember. But basically it's like, the reason why I'm slow right now is because I wanted to gain momentum, you know? It's like, the whole reason why, you know. So what's the word? Oh yeah, the quote is like, well actually I think it's from a comic book too. It's pretty funny. Yeah, it's that one. Yeah, 내가 무릎을 꿇었던 건 추진력을 얻기 위함이었다. The reason why I bent down my knees is because I wanted momentum or something. It's really funny, but I think it's a very good quote. The reason why I'm slow right now is because I'm gathering my energy to bolt later. You know, I think that's a good way to think about things. Yep. Just because you fail doesn't mean that, you know, you can't try again. You'll be fine. Next submission. Hello Kaicho, there's something I really want to tell you. When I first found you, I was a third-year high school student preparing for the university entrance exam. I haven't decided on my major and couldn't focus on studying, but after watching you, I chose language communications and passed the exam. You watched me and chose language communication? I could barely speak English. Your study with me streams always encouraged me, thank you so much. Now I mainly study English and a little Chinese, French, and Korean. What the hell? My English isn't perfect, but I'll keep studying with your streams. I always love you, Kaicho. I mean, your submission is completely perfect grammar. English and Korean is one thing, but Chinese and French? Holy moly, I could barely... oui. Is oui. Oui. Is quoi Quoi is butter. Terrible at it. Chinese would be like... How? How? That's all I could think of. Very difficult, man. Learning new languages is very difficult. What did I say? How? 为什么？好。对不起。Yes. How. 好。I was gonna say, the one line I do know is 我很可爱，给我你的钱. That's all I know. Anyway, thank you so much for the Zupa. Yeah, no, learning languages is really cool. Really cool. Really cool. How. Next submission. Hi, I'm hesitant to tell this story, but let's give it a try. Since I was little, I had artistic potential, especially drawing. I loved the feeling of holding a pen and swiping on paper, and I always boasted that when I grow up, I would become a comic artist. But when I grew up, I hit that dream, and when someone asked me about my dream, I just talked vaguely about teachers and stuff. I still love drawing, it's just that this talent isn't really practical. Sometimes I wish that when I was young, I tried or was really serious about my drawing talents. I mean, it's quite regretful. I'm no longer creative, and every stroke I draw makes me feel too small, too ugly. Not satisfied enough. The older I get, the harder it is to absorb art knowledge. This makes me tired. But I still keep drawing, because it's the only talents I have. I'm not gifted at anything. I'm just drawing every day, and I appreciate it. Thanks for listening to my story. I mean, that's relatable. I think that's a very relatable thing. I have nothing I'm good at. I'm incredibly talented at nothing. And I'm not just saying that. There's literally nothing I'm actually good at. So there's a saying where it's a saying also from a comic book, but you guys probably don't know this one. Where if you find something that you're good at, then you need to hold on to it. Right? You need to hold on to it with your two hands. Because if you don't hold on to what you're good at, then perhaps that's just perhaps you're turning your head away from yourself. That was the quote I read. I think that's kind of true. Now, having said, there's two things I want to say to this submission. Number one, being an artist is very difficult. It incredibly is. Even like now, like the really popular artists who are, you know, getting commissions every day and working all the day, they're still making ends. Even for them, like making ends meet is incredibly difficult. Gonna definitely say that. I definitely need to start off with that, right? Number two, though, is that if you really are passionate about drawing, then it would be a disservice to yourself to not continue drawing. 100%. And here's a third thing I would add to the two things I said. There's a lot of people I met who have talent for something, but really has no idea how to further cultivate that. Like, there's people who are like talented in like reading numbers, drawing, singing, but they're like, I'm good at it, but there's nothing much I can, it's not a practical thing, yada yada, and it just goes down to the drain. I feel like if you really are good at drawing, or if you really feel passionate about it, you should try, you know, you should consider some outlets and maybe what you can do to really cultivate that properly and make that into an actual, you know, useful career. Because the thing is, here's, you know, speaking about, you know, becoming an adult, if there's one thing I learned about being an adult, is that having a career is actually kind of important. Whether it be VTubing, whether it be whatever or not whatnot, you know, whatever you're doing, having a source of income is hella important. Like, let's be honest here, guys. What age are you? I'm old enough to call you baby girl. It really is true though. And I'm not just saying this. I feel like there's a lot of people, especially nowadays in like the millennial, well, no, what's it now? What, Gen X or something? Gen Y? Gen Z? Z2A? Pokemon? I really want to play that game. It's gonna be awesome. You know, there's a lot of people who are like having a job. What? A career? I'm just like, yeah, career. What are you on? So my realistic advice to you is, while following your passion is super important, you need to find a way to make sure that it can grow into some kind of career. And if you cannot imagine yourself doing this for an actual employment or a lifetime or whatever, then my second honest advice is to maybe make drawing a hobby and try to find something else to do. It's brutal, I know. Obviously, if I didn't care about you and I was just like, you know, any other like just dude on the internet who was like, oh, you should strive for your dreams, you know, then I'd probably just say it. I'd just keep drawing and just, you know, maybe you'll make it one day. But I care about you, right? I care about you. There's a lot of bills to pay. There's mouths to feed, you know. Taxes are a thing, and I freaking hate taxes. So take care, you know. Really think about it. Really think about it. But thank you so much for the submission, and I have no doubt that if you do pursue your career as an artist, I'm sure you'll do fine. Just evade them. You know, there was one YouTube video of like where people were like dubbing like the Superman comics and something. Or like Superman comes down and is talking to some New York taxpayer, and Superman's like, you know, you could just ignore those, right? You could just ignore those tax payments. There's like those IRS like notices. It's like, no, Superman, you need to pay your taxes. Have you not been paying your taxes? And he's like, up and away! And runs away. Flies away. Man, tax evasion. Next submission. So a long time ago, there was this guy that I used to like. Picture this. We had a sort of field trip to a little park. And there was this museum too. And the whole thing, we stayed together because I guess he liked me too or something. I don't know. It's crazy. So he was really sweet, and all until he decided that it was a good idea to get on this ride together that got me giga dizzy. And I started to feel sick. And eventually, I threw up the worst part on him. Like, literally all over him because he started to hold me. Ah! Anyways, after that, he never spoke to me ever again. Now, at the time, I was really embarrassed. Aigo, now I find it funny. Thank you for reading. Love you, Kaicho. It do be like that. That's crazy. You know, there's a... Who was it? I think there was like this person in college who was like, yeah, I don't like kissing people. I'm like, oh, interesting. Like, why not? It's like, the memory of my first kiss, I kissed them and they threw up in my mouth. I'm like, understandable. Yeah, like, wow. Yeah, you know what? Yeah, okay. Yeah, no, 100%, sir, 100%. Have a, wow, oof, have a good day. So yeah, it do be like that. It do be like that. Next submission. I accidentally bought 7 trash cans off Amazon. When I was getting ready for college, I had to reorder everything like 1,000 times because it kept trying to say I stole my own card. Oh, so basically your card was like fraud, theft, alerts, trying like, stopping the payment, things like that. And you ended up buying 7 trash cans. The only item that wasn't cancelled every time were the trash cans. I owned 7 trash cans for like a month. Hey, you know what? You'll probably... I mean, you play drums with those? I don't know. Yeah, what would you even do with 7 trash cans? Man, that's crazy. That's funny. Thank you for the submission. Yeah, I feel like back then though, like a couple years ago even, like Amazon wasn't really that good with returns. Like you weren't able to like just return for basically no reason. Nowadays it's a lot easier. But that's crazy. Next submission. Because of your influence, Kaicho, I recently tried wearing a chima jogori. Jogori? Chima jogori. Is that chima jogori? Ah! Oh, it's like a traditional Korean outfit. Okay. It was a red chima jogori and I thought it would look great on you too. Huh? The fabric felt really nice and it was super cute. I'd love to wear it again. Guys, I've been wondering about something, but why is it that you guys like dressing me up in girls' clothing? I've never understood why, but you know I'm a dude, right? I'm a male, I'm a guy, you know? And obviously, men can obviously wear female clothing, yada yada, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about me being super masculine and whether or not I actually look good in like female traditional clothing. I don't know. I don't get it. Because I'm pretty? But like, you guys are prettier than me. I'm just a guy. You guys are like, woman. Wow. Or at least, like 85% of you are. I'm sure there's a couple guys in there, but you don't want to be pretty? But like, I'm good looking. I'm handsome. And what does good looks do for me, What does good looks actually do for me? It doesn't bring me the girls, it doesn't bring me the money. I'm just sitting here, good looking. Talking to people across the world. Looks far. Ah. But Korean traditional clothing is pretty awesome. Good on you. Good on you. Next submission. Feminine Bear? God damn it. There's no, I'm a guy, right? I'm actually a male. I'm a male man. Hello, Kite Show. I don't know if my story counts as interesting, but it's quite an eye-opening thing to me. I'm a big sister to a brother who's 2 years younger than me. When we were children, I used to be taller and stronger than him, and he was the subject of my relentless teasing. All I could do was cry or tell my parents while I laughed. Because of that power, I thought I'd always be stronger than him. But man, when we reached our teenage age one day, he was just laying on the floor playing with his phone. I nudged him repeatedly with my foot. He got angry, told me to stop, and he hit my leg. That really freaking hurt, to the point I screamed. Apparently it surprised him too. I think at that moment, we realized we had grown older. I wasn't as strong as before, and he realized he could hurt me physically. Don't worry, we're still good to each other to this day. It was the first and last hit he had ever did to me. He sounds like a good brother. I still tease him to this day. It's not as relentless as before. I had a discussion with my mom a long time ago about the Korean army. I was telling my mom, I was like, Mom, why is it that, guys have to go to the army and girls don't have to go to the army? My mom was like, that's because guys are stronger than women. I'm like, huh. And the truth is, I feel like I didn't completely grasp that back then, but now it's starting to make a lot more sense. Yeah, guys are just stronger than women. And that's something you don't really completely realize. I feel like when they say that a guy should never hit a woman, I think that's 100% true. Having said, I still stand by the fact that if a woman hits you first, then they're not a woman. They're not a lady. They're not a lady. That's all I'm gonna say. I don't think anyone should be hitting anyone. It's just completely wild to me, this idea of people just intentionally hit each other. Accidents, that's one thing, but people are out, slapping. I always see those videos of just this girl just walks up on the street, this crazy woman just walks up on the street and just throws a freaking sharp huge object at a guy, and just and then when the guy reciprocates, she's shocked Pikachu face, how could you? I'm like, what? Girl, you had it coming. You don't attack people like that. What the hell? Having said, I don't think there's any real good reason for a guy to hit a girl. It's interesting because I have two younger sisters, and I actually went for the same experience, except because I was teasing my younger sisters when they were younger, but then they grew stronger than me. Dude, listen, man. Both of them were I was just a dude, right? I was just a kid. I was sitting around, playing games. I was playing like sudden attack and StarCraft, those games. And my girl and my little sisters, they were learning Taekwondo. They were learning martial arts. It's at some point, I tried. I did the same thing as Anand did. I teased them, and then they suddenly got into position. They started throwing kicks at me. I'm like, oh. Good stuff. It do be like that, I guess. It do be like that. I should learn a martial art. Next submission. Hello, Father Kaicho. I'm just gonna slide on into your confessional booth thingy. Yes, welcome, my child. What do you have to confess? I dropped out of college 2 years ago due to mental health issues and general life things, but I recently begun taking community college courses to ease myself back into things. I want to become a mortician, meaning I need to take a metric crap ton of anatomy and science courses and all that stuff. Anyways, I've always been pretty smart, so I've never really needed to study before. And I very foolishly believed that this wouldn't be any difference. Oh, how wrong I was. I didn't realize how tough foundational anatomy is. It's crazy, there's just so many words. You know, I told my parents I was studying when I was really writing copious amounts of fanfiction. That sounds like your fault, but I'm gonna keep reading. I'm talking all night writing sessions instead of doing anything productive. So when test time came around, I struggled and still passed with a 76. It was a miracle. But I think I learned my lesson. I just needed to confess that. Thank you for listening. I forgive your sins, my child. Were you writing Old Man Yaoi as well, or... Here's the thing. I was a pretty smart kid too. I was like, you know, back in elementary school, middle school, I was ahead of the class, right? It's like when I was first grade, I was like at like 5th grade level. I was smart. But then I got complacent, just like Yoanon. And I think that really started hitting in grad school. Even in college, I was like, it was getting harder for sure, but I still like passed with like A minuses. Like that, it wasn't like getting a A minus wasn't that hard in college. But then grad school was a whole new level. That's where I got my first B, and I was like, oh bro, I am dumb. I am like dumb. But this is what my dad told me. When it comes to like these are not bad. Oh no, trust me, it was pretty bad. How should I say this? So my dad told me this, and I think it actually means a lot to me. It's like when I was having a really hard time, well, you know, I was failing my exams, you know, school wasn't going too well, you know, there's a lot of concerns like that. My dad told me, like, you know what, it's better that you went through this now before something actually bad happens. And what that means is, like, right now getting a B or, you know, getting a bad exam, you know, failing your essay, whatnot, that seems really bad. But later in the future, like, if you, like, mess up, like, something during work, let's say you're a doctor and you mess up a surgery. You know, maybe you're a lawyer and you mess up a case. You're working for a company and you mess up an assignment and you delay the entire project. Those things, as my dad says, actually takes a lot of time to get through, and there's some people at his age, you know, like, you know, 30s, 40s, who can't get over that. There's, you know, it doesn't even have to be job related, it could be life related. Maybe you lose someone you love. Maybe something happens and you can't pay rent, or for instance, or something else happens in your life that you just can't get over. My dad has seen plenty of people who are very smart, but because they, like, he said, like, basically there was this person who essentially went to Harvard, right? He essentially went to Harvard. He went to a great, you know, and his life was basically free pass. You know, studied well, good grades, went to Harvard, went to like a really nice, you know, big name company, and then he made a mistake, and he couldn't recover from that, and he left the company. My dad was saying, like, you know, it's better to go through these kind of things, these hardships, when you're younger than when you're older, so that when a hardship actually hits, when it actually matters, you'll be able to just brush it off, and you'll be able to be like, you know what, I've already went for hell and back. What's another day in hell? No problem. I know my way back. I know how to get out of here. I think that's important. Now, having said, maybe chill maybe chill on the fanfiction, and focus a bit on studies. I think that would be a great idea. But thank you so much for the submission. Next submission. Hello Kaicho and Villians. So basically, I have a small crush on this guy that is actually one of my childhood friends. Ah, that's my favorite trope. That's my favorite tag. Friends to lovers, my favorite tag. He's my first and only crush that I've liked for a while, being at least 10 years. Oh, that's long! Oh, wow. Which means a lot to me considering how long this guy has been able to make my heart ache just by the thought of him. He's actually one of the reasons I started posting my art, telling me how much he enjoys it and encourages me to get out of my comfort zone. Sometimes we will go on long calls that last for hours just to play games together, or chat about our similar interests. I'll do small things just to show how much I appreciate him, and try giving hints to my feelings. The best I was able to do was get him to hold my hands. Anyway, I want to confess to him this year for the sake of my heart. But I'll let the villains decide that for me. And by the way, I hope he never finds out that I told this to hundreds of people and a VTuber online. What do you guys think? Okay, I will say though, I think there's actually two things we need to consider though. First of all, is the fact that you're able to get him to hold your hand. I don't know how long you guys have, how old you guys are now. I think around the age of 12, 13, maybe even, yeah, I think 12, 13. That's when you know as a guy that holding hands means something, right? It's not just like 7-year-old kid just playing around holding hands. No, when you're 12 years old, when you're holding a girl's hands, you know that it means something. So that's a positive. That's a good thing. Obviously, being a childhood friend is really cool too. Here's my only concern is the fact that you guys known each other for 10 years, but the guy didn't do shit. That's my concern. There is a very, and this is what I'm saying. I'm not saying that you shouldn't try, right? I'm not saying that you shouldn't try, but what I'm saying is you need to be smart about it. And I think my chat, my villains, many of you guys being girls, are probably much more smart about this. But when it comes to asking someone out, it's all about timing. It's all about timing. It really is. You could literally just have met someone, but if the timing is good, then love is an open door, and bam, you could, like, you know, be finishing each other's sandwiches, and bam, marriage. Well, not always, but you know what I mean. And the reason I say that is because in the possibility, in the slight possibility that the guy doesn't want to progress anything further, he might be a little scared. Potentially changing things that he's already comfortable with. Here's something about guys that girls might not know. Guys actually like just the now. Usually if they're okay with just how things are now, they're just like, I mean it's chill. Like, I don't know if I really want to change it up too much, you know? So you need to give him a good reason to do that, right? If the guy just kind of just enjoys their current status quo of just being childhood friends or just being friends, you know, just playing with you and just maybe potentially holding your hand, you'll be fine with that. You need to give a good reason for him to really, like, accept your confession. So maybe, like, is that a guy thing or a Kaicho thing? Well, considering how you're listening to me and you guys don't currently exactly have a voice, yes. That's right. It's me speaking right now, so therefore I am the law. How do you ask a guy out, low-key? What would work for me? For me, what would work is if you go on a date for the entire day. From like maybe day, from like, you know, meet at lunch and then get dinner, things like that. But during the entire time, be a bit flirty. Send signals that you're totally into the guy. But don't be funny. that puts me off. At least for me, that just means you're just like a good friend. But you have to be like girly flirty. That means nothing to you. That means nothing to me. I don't even know what that meant. But that's what you gotta do. You know, I don't know, like maybe like look pretty or something. As for being funny, I mean, of course, it depends on the guy. Maybe they like funny. But for me, like, especially if it was someone I was friends with for 10 years and they just act the same way they are, which I'm assuming is just being playful and being funny, then I'll probably just feel that same way. But if someone I was friends for with 10 years starts to kind of like be quiet, kind of give me some like shy eyes, and then maybe like, slightly touching my hand or something. Oh yes, oishi desu, And then like, after dinner, she's like, hey, I don't really want to go home yet, can we like go to the river and just walk? And then be like, oh yeah, sure, no problem. And then they walk, and then she's like, so it's kind of cold right now, but can you come closer? It's kind of cold. Can you hold me? It's like, oh yeah, of course, I can do that for you. Come closer. No, come closer, please. Okay, and then just puts my arm over her. It's kind of nice. Hey, do you maybe want to, go out with me? I'm like, oh, I've known each other for 10 years. I'm like, for 10 years. For 10 years. I wanted to say this for 10 years. I'm just hopelessly in love with you. My fair maiden. I'm so sorry I didn't realize for 10 years. I apologize for making you say it first. The truth is, I actually have feelings for you too. And she'll be like, okay, well, I guess today's our first day. It's like, I guess it is. Ha 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 ha! And then you start walking into the moonlights. Oh crap, did I say that all out loud? I thought I was thinking that. Whoops. Anyway, good luck on. All about timing. Maybe we're something sexy or something. I don't know, or cute. I don't know, good luck. Next submission. My very I don't have an AO free link, I swear to God. My next submission. My very strict bald middle school teacher. Why did you have to focus on why did you have to say bald? Like, couldn't you have just said my very strict middle school teacher? Like, was bald a very important part of the story? Anyway, we'll see. My very strict bald middle school teacher did a cartwheel for us on the last day of school. Yes, everyone screamed. Also, one of my classmates during our period and finished all our work. Also, one of my classmates during our period finished all her work, so she decided to pull up on an episode of Dance Moms at the school. What's Dance Moms on the school issue tablet? Wait, is that an actual thing? Oh my god, it's an actual thing. What is this? What even is this? It's like a 2011 show? What? Okay. On the school issue tablet, she did not turn off her volume. The intro of Dance Moms was in full volume, by the way. The class was dead silent beforehand because the study period teacher is strict as hell. So when the music turned on, my classmate's tablet ended up frozen and the Dance Moms just won't stop dancing. Eventually it was sorted out, but my classmate got in big trouble. This wasn't even the only time. This happened like 2 more times. When my classmate got her yearbook signed by the teacher along with his message, he wrote, P.S. Don't watch Dance Moms in school. Well, at least the teacher has a sense of humor. But my sincere question is, why did you start this story with my very strict bald middle school teacher did a cartwheel for us? What? I mean, even if they are 2 separate stories, like what? Wait, I want you to talk more about this. Like, what happened? Like, what was the context? Why did he randomly do a cartwheel? And why was he bald? Oh my god. Next submission. It's really funny. At first, I didn't really plan to send this message since I'm not good with words. But as soon as I saw the thumbnail was my drawing, oh, look at you. I know that I just had to leave something. Thank you so much for using my drawing. I'm so happy. I discovered you around 2 months ago. I'm a baby Vermillion. It was during one of your study streams. Not gonna lie, it actually made me want to study too. Really admire how you always do your best to keep us updated, do streaming, and share contents even when you're busy with your life. You truly inspire me to become a better person. I just graduated from college not long ago, so I understand how hard it is to transition into adult life. I hope you're doing okay with everything right now, Kaicho. You're doing your best, no matter the result. I'm proud of you, and I'm really glad I found you. Lastly, since I love drawing, perhaps a fan art idea about putting me into a Korean traditional dress. I think that's probably a good idea that people want to see. But hey, hi Bebevillian. Bebevillian. I appreciate that. It's like when new people do find me, it's always nice to hear. And I'm really happy that you decided to come and stay with me. For sure. Oh, that's really nice. Actually makes me very happy. You know, again, I've been on hiatus for a very long time, and a lot of old villains, you know, aren't here with us anymore. And so I was wondering, I was hoping and kind of worried that, you know, maybe there won't be any new people coming in. But seems like there are people like you, and I'm very, very happy to hear that. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Got a next radio submission. I don't like my job, but it pays well. Shall we swap? sorry, that's my bad. My bad. It's just I gotta focus here. I often bite my tongue around colleagues who think they're always right just because they've been here over 10 years. I was once framed for underperforming even though I was only given 6 hours a day to handle 5 different tasks, all dependent on others' progress. Expectations were so high I almost quit after 6 months. My ex-manager called me incompetent for not being strict enough in chasing students for documents, even during exam weeks. I work in education, and forcing students to join activities during study breaks just to hit KPIs went against my values. I was told to catch those lingering on campus to join events, basically forcing even when they say no. HR sided with my manager when I raised concerns. I almost resigned, but the CEO offered me a transfer as she see me working better in other departments, which I accepted. I still wonder, was it my fault for not being strict enough? You know, it's always... So, the answer is actually not that clear-cut. I think if you had asked me this question before I started my job, probably not even that, probably like 4 or 5 years ago, I would have probably sided with you 100%. In this case, I sided with you 50%. I feel like values are super, super important. But also, when it comes to working for an organization or an employment thing, following instructions is pretty important. There are certain expectations that they have of you, and they expect you to meet those expectations. So if they tell you to catch, quote-unquote catch, you know, students to join events, then unfortunately that might be something you have to do. When it comes to the values, I think it's incredibly important. I think the best sort of workplace, the most ideal one, is a place where your values are, embraced, and your values are considered beneficial to the company, right? But unfortunately, that's not always the case. There's times when you have to make a decision of whether you or not you want to stand with your values and whether or not you should stick by your company. And that's really up to you. I feel like that really depends on who you are or what kind of position you're in. There are people who have climbed up the social ladder long enough. There's this guy I met who basically he was a lawyer. I sat down with him because he was a family friend. I was just talking to him, right? He was like, I'm a Christian, is what he said. I'm like, how the hell are you a lawyer and a Christian at the same time? And he's like, well, obviously in the beginning, I did many things that were against my values, or, I took cases that I didn't really want to, but I grinded my way up, basically. I worked hard enough to be in a position where now I'm an equity partner, which means basically he owns part of the law firm. He's basically in a position where he could basically do whatever he wants. And he's like, I'm in a position where I can take cases that I want and say no to cases that I don't want to. So any case that goes against my values, I say no. And I thought that was pretty damn cool. Not gonna lie, I thought that was pretty sick. So I guess my advice to you, Anon, is if this job really, really goes against your values to that extent, and not to mention your colleagues do seem kind of like a dick, I'm not gonna lie, then yes, I do low-key think that yes, you should probably find a different job, even though it pays well. But if you're willing to suck it up a bit, then you might be able to find ways to still uphold your values. What I mean is, maybe give certain students a little bit of leeway here and there, kind of like working undercover almost, without getting in trouble. Or maybe you'll be able to grind your way up to a position where you could basically make the rules yourself. It's never easy. Living in a society basically means that if everyone followed their own values, then there will be people like that one person who literally looks at Zillow or like looks at the water bottle you're drinking, right? And they think, that water bottle is like poor, therefore you're a poor person. That's their value. If everyone follows their values, then this world is completely, it's completely chaos. That's why we live in a society, for better or for worse. I feel like I'm the crusher of hopes and dreams, but that's my 2 cents to you. Basically, follow your values and do something you actually want to do, aka quit your job and find something else, or suck it up for now and be in a position where nobody can touch you and you can make your own rules. Next submission. And by the way, guys, I really could just say things like, just follow your values, or just be like, you should follow your dream. It'll all work out. You failed once, it's okay. You know what? That's okay. Exams mean nothing. I could be like that. I could say those things. And I'm sure it's very heartwarming and all that, but I don't think that actually helps. I want to be a streamer that could actually give you... I don't want to be... the worst thing, the one thing I really, really don't want to be is to be a streamer where I hinder your goals, right? I don't want to be the reason why you maybe get sick, or the reason why you bump into glass doors, or the reason why you become unfortunate, right? Yeah, so I don't want to give you fluff. I want to give it to you as real as possible. But the one thing I can say with 100% accuracy, because I am the sole prophet after all, is that even though I am, sometimes reality could be brutal, and sometimes the things I say aren't exactly the warmest of things, and maybe it's not what you want to hear, but what I can say is you will do just fine. Hell yeah. Okay, next submission. There were 2 stations near the Don Quixote. Let's call them Station A and Station B. By the time everything got sorted out, the last train from Station A, the one that would have dropped us off near our hotel, had already departed. In a panic, I checked if there was any route that could get us close to our place. And luckily, I found out that the last train from Station B was arriving in 10 minutes. If we missed that, we would have had to walk for a whole hour and 20 minutes. So I guess, cars, fucking run! We missed this train, we're walking an hour and 20 minutes back. Then I dragged them out of the store and we sprinted all the way to the station. You know, Japan has this idea of the whole like last train thing, right? I mean, obviously a lot of places have that too. Missing the last train is so scary, man. Because I feel like taxis are really hard to get these days too. Many people just use an Uber now, but you know, not every city has an Uber. You know, and some taxi drivers are just kind of mean for no reason. Very tricky. I'm glad you got to it though. Thank you, J-Dog, for remembering me. Thank you. The original song gave you strength? Oh, that's very kind of you to say. Thank you. Hi there. Although I've only had you as my Oshi for 10 months and your motto and everything has my soul in a chokehold. As for a small story, I was at a zoo and they had a tiger. And its name was Vera! Huh! Just look at that. Proof that Vermillion is everyone, you guys. Ver world domination. Yo, one day. That'd be sick though. That'd be awesome. Oh, that's cool. That's really nice. Vera the tiger, huh? Rar indeed. Thank you so much. Next submission. Let's see here. Gaslighting yourself is the worst feeling ever. Because you're depriving yourself of something better. In my case, I had to split ways with a person that I considered a really close friend. It took me 4 years to realize that the close friend only needed me when she saw benefits. For 4 years, I was being a third wheel, and only when she's bored or alone, then she seeks out for me. What kind of benefits are we? We're talking about like... No, because originally I was thinking like, oh, you're probably just, being like, your close friend only needs you when she like needs you. But then you said like, when she's bored or alone, then she seeks out for me. I'm like, anyway, it took a day without her to make me realize that I don't want to be with her anymore. But I denied all of that and dwell in doubts whenever I thought I wasn't enough for her. I'm not trying to paint her as a terrible person, but to anyone that will listen to the story, be honest with yourself. The real ones will always be with you no matter the circumstances. Not a piece of crypto. So don't let anyone or anything decide your value in the freaking markets. To the baby girls, always remember to be brave enough to let go. Okay, the more I read this, the more I feel like the benefits is actually what I was thinking. I feel like it's a little more than just, like... You know what I mean? I feel like there's something a little more to this. Maybe not to that extent, but definitely... Anyway, it doesn't really matter. I think, I get that, though. Listen, man. I'm the kind of person who is everyone's... I'm basically everyone's beginner friend. What that means is, I'm the kind of person who people come up to me, and I'm very easy to get along with, very easy, very approachable. We say hi, We like get lunch, like maybe for the first week or two, have great fun. And they're all comfortable and all. And once they're more comfortable, they realize I'm not that cool. And they move on. And then they find new friends. And I don't blame them, right? I don't blame them. I'm not that cool. I mean, it's fine, whatever. Like it's fine. Like, I'm okay. I'm fine alone. It's just like, they found out that they wanted to be friends with someone else. It's totally understandable. They move on. But I think at some points when that happened to me, not just in real life, but also in the VTuber sphere a bit, I'm like, I guess maybe I'm just too friendly. I'm just too beginner. So it's like I'm like that. I'm basically the leather shoes in Minecraft, right? Or like the level 1 equipment in your bag that you used to wear all the time, but now that you're in a different level, you just toss it out. And it hurts a lot. Yeah, dude, it hurts. It hurts a hell. Like I don't blame anyone per se, but you know, it hurts. I don't think I think what Anon says is exactly, yeah, they're not trying to paint them as a terrible person. No one's terrible. It's just, you know, as the person who's left alone, it sucks. That's why, at least now, I think at this age, what I can say is, for the people who has remains, whether it be my friends, whether it be you, thank you. You guys have stuck around long enough and hopefully found something in me that's pretty cool. And I appreciate that. If what that means is basically you guys know me a lot more than some of my IRL acquaintances will ever do. Some of my ex-friends would ever know. Yeah. It'd be like that. I hate that, you know? I feel like, you know, especially being in NIJISANJI, I'm like, because I'm like in a quote-unquote name company, a lot of people reach out to me and be like, oh my god, Veer, yo, let's play games. Yo, you wanna like, you know, like hang out? You wanna like talk? And then they hang out once, and then I realize they don't actually like get a fucking magical boost in CCV. They're like, okay, well, moving on to the next one. And then some people actually have the audacity to be like, hey, can you introduce me to someone else? This guy who's like, oh, Vera, can you introduce me to Vox? Man, that made me feel incredibly like, oh, I see. So that's my position here. And you know, me being me, I actually like reached out to Vox saying like, hey, there's this guy who says he wants to talk to you. Because I'm just that kind of person. I guess easy and friendly might be a way to put it, but honestly, it's probably just more like I'm just a wishy-washy pushover. But again, I don't blame them. I don't blame them, man. So I get it. I get it, Anon. But that's okay. Because I decided to be mean. Decided to be mean now. Be super mean now. Oh yeah. Gonna be, it's my mean arc, it's my evil, it's my villain arc. I'm like, yeah. No, I'm not gonna introduce you to people. No. Yeah, I'm a mean guy now, guys. I'm a mean guy. Anyway, sorry to rant. Let's go through maybe another 2 free submissions and just call it a day slowly. Dear Kaicho, as we grow older, we do get a lot of worries and concerns. And one of them is health. There are times I'm often reminded that we don't get any younger when I experience health concerns. I do start to be conscious on what I eat, but I also think working out or just moving my body is also important. We're so busy with work though, and it's really difficult to do the latter. Recently, I've installed Pikmin Bloom. What the hell is Pikmin Bloom and what does that have to do with anything? What is this? Pikmin Bloom! Speaking of, isn't there like a new Pikmin game that was announced? It was pretty cool. Is this like a walking app? Looks like a walking app to me. Yeah, looks like it. And I don't know, but I really got motivated to increase my step counts and just walk around because of that game. On a regular workday, I was able to squeeze in walking for an hour from 5:30 p.m., get back, eat dinner, and attend my usual night work meetings at 8 p.m. Hell yeah! Hello to my 9 to 9 job. I also tried to squeeze in some walk sessions before I work if I get to wake up early. It was a bit more fulfilling when you've done something good and productive for your body for the day, and not just all work. Dude, I 100% get that though. I feel that. One thing I will say is maybe try to do light jogging. I know it's very difficult, and I know, again, this is a very realistic thing to say. For sure, walking is definitely better than just sitting around, but it doesn't do much. I say this in first-hand experience. Light jogging. Like, just trying to exert yourself a little bit makes a whole lot of a difference. Having said, I love the motivation. Whether it be Pikmin Bloom or whatever, Pokemon Go, whatever the reason is, you know, maybe you want to impress your lady friend, your male friend, whatever. Working out is so important. I remember so there was a year, I think it was 2019, when I had a full-time job for a year. And I noticed after about 2 months of working that my body wasn't functioning. Like, I was young. That was like, what, 6 years ago almost, right? But I was young. And even then, I was like, oh my god, my back is hurting. My head hurts. My body feels like, you know, weak, no energy. You really gotta, you know, like, focus on what you eat. Make sure you eat healthy, whether it be salad or chicken or whatever. You know, and make sure you work out. It's so important, guys. Super important. You know, all you young ones out there probably thinking, what's this old uncle trying to do, you know, making me do the workout? I'm sexy as hell even if I don't work on it. I'll be like, yeah, you say that now? Well, you're gonna regret it in like 5 years. I promise you. You know what my dad always tells me? My dad always tells me, like, he every time. Like, I'm kind of worried, actually. Like, he says this so many times, I'm actually a little worried. Every time we meet, he's like, you know, Ver, the body I made in my 20s is what keeps me going. It's the current body I have, and it's the body that gives me energy until, like, now my 50s or something. I'm like, you know what? I believe that. Because I was like, yeah, whatever, dad, you know, look at you, like, you know, whatever. But then now I'm like, you know, like, slowly getting older. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, I gotta, before I leave my 20s, I gotta, like, work hard. I'm gonna, I gotta go work out. So, take care of your body. Next submission. Hi Kaicho, are you doing well? I'd like to let you know that Puppet Show was saving my day. I hope you don't mind reading a little story about me, Puppet Show and my colleague. I got a new job, my dream job recently, congratulations. I was so scared and have many concerns. Am I going to fit with this job in new environments? Am I going to get along with colleagues? I was so anxious on the first day. So I bring Puppet Show with me and put him on my desk as an emotional support. Hell yeah. AKA the reminder that reminds me who I am working to get the money for. I appreciate that. You should definitely spend money on yourself. But I will take it. Then the time went by. That afternoon, one of my colleagues approached me and pointed at Puppet Show. They asked me, is Ver your Oshi? I said yes, with a little hope that they're also a villain, but they said, I love Dopey, he's my Oshi. It's like, oh, okay, not today. But at the end of the day, I got new friends. Oh my god. Wait, that's actually really cool. That's actually pretty awesome. Yo, what are the chances, man? What are the chances that you go into a workplace and they happen to also be a NIJISANJI fan? And an XSOLEIL fan at that. That's crazy. A villain and a sidekick? That's the true workplace AU right there. That's sick. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. I'm really happy to hear that. I'm really happy. That's awesome. I'm glad that you found a friend. Let's see here. I think I have time for another, maybe 2. Oh, where's the one that I put up? Where's the one that I used for my freaking thumbnail? Where'd it go? Let me see here. There you go. Ah, here we are. Hi there. A few months ago, you comforted a Vermillion who got unsatisfactory results on their diploma exam. I took that exam a year before, and your compassionate words struck me. I still remember how my teacher tapped at the numbers, furrowed his brows, and sighed. I was convinced that I would not get in my desired major. I asked my therapist, why did I have academic burnouts? Part of me thought I could have done better, and regret soughed unconsciously. I'm in now, no worries. Oh, I was like, oh my, this is very sad. The comment is not for me, but your soft and encouraging words still brought me comfort, noting the ugly regrets buried. I wanted to express my gratitude and thank you also for this opportunity to let go of my past. You asked why we owe you. Your kind soul and unyielding bravery is the light that led us. Please don't feel pressured by this. When you feel lost, it's just gray clouds covering your shining self, which you taught me and more Vermillions. Thank you for everything, and I roar you. Actually, there's a lot of submissions like this. There's a submission here, as well. It was like, I know you've been feeling down about streaming less and worrying about viewers, but I just wanted to say you're doing amazing. Balancing a full-time job and still showing up for us, that takes so much heart. We're not here just for the streams. We're here for you, your energy, your laughs, your honest moments. They mean more than you know. Don't be so hard on yourself. Life gets busy and that's okay. You're not letting anyone down. We appreciate every time you hit go live, no matter how often it is. You've built something special just by being yourself. We'll always be cheering you on. Gamba Kaicho, looking forward to Spooky Month. Can we have another one-on-one talk with Sarah again? See, look at this. Just you guys always like sweet talking, but all you guys really want is just another man. Prize. As for the Sarah part, I'll think about it. But as for, the actual heartfelt parts, stop it! I'm gonna cry. You guys are so sweet. I'll be fine. It's funny because I thought Isle is the only one who said this a lot, but apparently it's kind of a guy thing as well to just say, I'll figure it out. You know what I mean? I'll figure it out. It's I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing. I like saying that. I'll figure it out. I always have. I'll figure it out. It'll be fine. I'll figure it out. I'll just do everything I know is the right thing to do. And if even then, things don't work out, then we'll see. I'll figure it out. As a dude it is, I know, right? Another submission I liked quite a lot. I like Kaicho too much, it's a problem. Maybe it's because I project too much, but I really think Kaicho is my ideal type. And so far, after liking Kaicho, I haven't even thought about liking other men romantically because my standards got raised so high. Baby girl, go out and touch men. Baby girl, go out and hold a man's hand. Good sir, good ma'am. Listen, ma'am. Listen, ma'am, I don't know what I can say. I appreciate it, right? I appreciate you. I appreciate it, man. I appreciate it. But what I'm gonna say, all I'm gonna say is, the embrace of a real man is quite warm. I would know. Oh yeah, with consent, of course. You shouldn't be just like touching randomly, just with consent. Having been said, I appreciate it. Thanks for such high praise. If I'm your ideal type, then yeah, you might be might be over for you. You might be screwed because I'm quite unique. I'm quite rare. I'm not gonna lie. Someone who has good looks and is depressed as hell. Whew. That's Vermillion right there. That's very hard. That's very hard to achieve. Yeah, as I say, 1 in a million. Yeah, with dad jokes, and who tries to sing, who laughs like a duck, who's supposedly smart, but frankly is probably just burnt out as hell. That's me, Vermillion, the very own. Here's the last one. There's a lot of other ones that are really good, but I'm unfortunately wouldn't be able to get it here. But obviously, radio stream is going to be a weekly thing, so submit again. Actually, this one's pretty good. Maybe I'll read this one first. This one is pretty good because this one actually has a topic that I also kind of think about a lot. It's like, hi Vermillions, I have a friend who finally broke off an 8-year relationship due to compatibility issues. Now that she's on dating apps, she's talking to this guy. I asked about how he's like, but now I wish I haven't. This guy thinks that men and women can't be friends because women do not bring values into a friendship. He also said that women started the hookup culture, and he doesn't like casual relationships. I asked if they did anything on the first date, and she said that they kissed. I got so pissed listening. I remember I was reading this. I was like, "What the fuck?" And said that he is a red pill guy. I don't even know what that means. A red pill guy? What does that mean? Whatever he said is not true. Ah, I see. Like a Matrix. If you're so opposed to casual relationships, why did they kiss on the first date? I told her to stop talking to him, but she said she agreed with his statements. And he is smart because of his controversial opinions. I told her being controversial does not equate to being smart. Being single friendships as transactional. Now she's distancing herself from me because of how strongly I objected to this guy. I don't know what else to do. Please help me. So there's a few things I want to say. First of all, hey, if like-minded people hang out well, then let them be. Dude, right? I mean, they seem to be a good match to each other. Listen, there's actually like there was a movement, there was a feminist movement that was very, it was a little too much. There was this part of like, women should never be like, like washing dishes, or like they should never be imagining themselves as princesses. They should be independent and strong. And I'm like, I get the message, but there definitely are people, because later on, like on interviews, they're like, yeah, I actually like being a mom. I like raising kids. You know what? Yeah, like I pride myself in, like making sure the house is clean. I'm like, that's fine too. I feel like, there are definitely different values in people, and if those values happen to match and your friend apparently thinks that, yeah, woman started hookup culture and that she thinks that's incredibly like sophisticated, then all the power to her, you know what I mean? Having said, first of all, this guy seems like it's kind of a prick. Secondly though, but the reason why I also wanted to bring this up was there's this topic about men and women can't be friends, period, right? And that part I actually did think about a long time. I wonder about, what do you guys think about that? Can men and women never be friends? Like, one of my friends actually brought up this topic back in college, and it was like, men and women can't be friends. Do you know why? Like, why? If there's a male and female friend, it's usually because one of them liked the other person, but then it just didn't work out. It just didn't work out, and therefore they're just friends. I'm like, and I'm like, huh? I sat down and I'm like, huh? Maybe. I don't think that's. I highly doubt that's 100% true. I'm sure there are people like that, but I don't think that's always the case. I feel like I feel like that's like a very shallow. Not shallow, very narrow way of thinking. I'm sure there's a lot of other, yeah, very simple-minded. I feel like there's a lot of different kinds of friendships out there. I feel like there's like, you know, some of my female friends, I just think about them as like, you know what, they're like pretty cool. They're chill. I would never date you, like, cause what the hell? But like, was that too defensive? What the hell? But like, you know, they're pretty cool. But then I think, could it be that they were actually into me at some points? There actually are a couple female friends that actually came out to me and said like, yeah, Ver, I used to like you, or like, Ver, like, you know, like do you want to go out with me? Like, we've been like friends for like 5 years, and like, you want to go out with me? I'm like, what the fuck? and now we're friends. So there are definitely a couple people like that. Like, but it makes you think, you know, it makes you think. Anyway, last submission. I just wanted to bring that. I always thought about that, and I feel like that's a pretty interesting topic. Last submission. This one's the thumbnail submission, and this one's actually very, very, very sweet. Kaicho, actually, it's my birthday next week, and I'm becoming an adult. Which makes me think, you're watching my streams as an underage person? Get off! I can't believe it. I'm already a grown-up. Becoming an adult means I can buy lots of your merch and voice packs and send tons of supas too. This person gets it. My Vermillion gets it. Okay? Hey, this Anon gets it. Vermillions, look at my eye. Look at my eye. My Anon gets it. That's what becoming an adult means. Being an adult means that they could buy my voice packs and send me a lot of supas, okay? That's what being an adult means. Happy birthday, Anon. Hopefully you eat a lot of cake. Are you gay? Answer yes or no. Fuck you, first of all. I don't even know why you're asking that. But more importantly, I am straight. It's something I'm very open about. But yes, that's not important. Right now, what's important is happy birthday, Anon. Hell yeah, brother. Really looking forward to it. I'll work hard. The thing is, I think, happy early birthday, Fair. What the fuck? It's like 14, well, no, 10 months? No, but anyway, when it comes to being adults, and this is the last thing I'm gonna say, and before I close the radio stream, being an adult can be very scary, but I think it's incredibly exciting. In my last radio stream, I kind of touched on this, but I think there's a lot of cool things you can do when you're an adult that you don't really realize. You know, obviously, you know, a lot of times you're like, you know, you're an adult now and you're thinking, oh, I wish I was a child. I was, you know, a kid back then when I didn't have any worries. For sure, but there's a lot of things, a lot of freedoms that you're able to experience now that you're an adult that you couldn't have as a kid. For starters, you wouldn't be able to go and buy your own ice cream and basically buy as much as you want, right? You wouldn't be able to go to an amusement park by yourself without following your parents around. You wouldn't be able to, you know, just like kind of mess up your bed a bit and just roll around without, you know, someone yelling at you being like, why is your bed working like messy? Am I what's the word, reflecting too much? But having said it, being an adult also means there's a lot of responsibilities on it. It's not all golden showers. Golden showers? I don't know why I said that way. Gold and diamonds, marshmallows, freaking hell. Anyway, I was like imagining like, you know, beautiful gold just like, you know, falling down, like showering. But then I realized that's an actual thing, and I probably shouldn't even have focused on that. Anyway, moving on. Rainbows and sunshine. There we go. That's what it is. There we go. That's the phrase. That's the phrase, good sir. That's the phrase. Yeah, being an adult can have its troubles. But I feel like a lot of people in chat could probably agree that yes, while being a child and being carefree is really nice, and I bet a lot of people would be down to go back in time and be a child again. But I feel like there's definitely some perks and some very valid reason to be excited about being an adult. I think so too. I think so. So happy birthday, Anon. And congratulations, you will finally be an adult. My only advice to you is, don't go drinking too early. Listen, man, just if you're gonna go drink, because you're an adult now, just go with friends, okay? Make sure you go with friends who are, you know, are capable of taking care of you. That's my last advice. That's my last Uncle Joe advice to you. Oh man. Nah, my sister, when she first became an adult, the first thing she did was go out and drink with friends. I'm like, oh my god. Yo, what, how are you my sister? That's crazy. When I was an adult, I think I would just woke up and be like, huh. Huh. Well, I never really liked drinking, so I guess nothing really changes. Well then, let's move on. Anyway, thank you so much. That was the radio stream. Hope you guys enjoyed. I had fun. God, I love submissions. I love radio streams. Being able to read your stories and kind of share it with you guys, I think it's really cool. Maybe next week I will do like a different topic this time. Maybe I kind of lean it towards a specific topic or something. It'd be pretty cool. Isaiah, thank you so much for remembering me. Otsu, I miss these kind of streams. Ah, well. I'm glad. I mean, I like these kind of cozy kind of streams as well, so I think it's kind of nice. Laughed a lot and bonded with everybody. I'm very happy to hear that. Spooky stories. Ooh, should I do that next week? I feel like I should do that like the last week. You know, the Halloween week. I'll do spooky stories or something. Could be fun. Could be cool. Maybe we can suggest topics. Yeah. What would a cute topic be for like next week? I think the Halloween stories would probably be for the last week of October. Would be cool. Thank you for the fun, cozy stream. Oh, thank you for tuning in. Listen, man, like, it's you know, y'all be thanking me, but like, really, you should be like thanking yourself. Definitely be thanking yourself. Thank you for tuning in. Two horror stories in a row is fine too. Y'all really like that horror vibe of October, huh? You know, it's funny. I was at a dollar store today, and the first thing I saw was like there was like, you know, on the left there was like jack-o'-lanterns, the right there was like ghosts and like, you know, like reapers, and then I walked more in, and then to that aisle on my left, Santa Claus. Merry Christmas, and I'm like, I see. We're really just trying. We're really just revving up, huh? You know, is it Mariah Carey or something? You know, like really flying out the ice here. Cor, thank you so much for remembering me. This stream feels like home, super duper cozy and easy to reflect on and fun and engaging. Thank you for stream Kaijo. Thank you so much. Thank you. I think about it, like I feel like even like freaking February and March there's still like some Christmas stuff sometimes. Gotta get the Christmas stock out now. Yeah, for sure. I mean, like I've seen like just flat out actual like Christmas stores, you know, like 24/7, 365 days of a week. Just Santa Claus is everywhere. It's crazy. I love it. You know, but I do have it here. Listen, man, I have something I'm mad about. No, I go to stores, right? And obviously, it used to be a lot of like, you know, white Santa Clauses. But now I'm seeing a lot of black Santa Clauses. I'm like, that's pretty cool. I love it. Diversity. Where the hell is the Asian Santa Clauses, man? Where is it? I want an Asian Santa doll. What the hell? Yo, like, you know, I see like these white Santa dolls, you know, and I see black Santa dolls, you know, all going ho ho ho. Where's my Asian Santa? Where's my Asian Santa, bro? Wait, what the hell is this, man? What's this? It's crazy. Me and Niji improv, yeah. No, but I don't even know where I was going with that. Thank you so much for tuning in. Now, Asians don't have chimneys? You know, honestly, that was a genuine thought I had. I was like, I was living in an apartment complex. Like, I was like living in an apartment. So I was like in like, what, the 5th floor. I'm like, Mom, how the hell does Santa come in the chimney? Like, I'm watching like these like, you know, like cartoons of like, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas or like basically any other Santa film, and they're like, Santa always goes for the chimneys. How do they come through our room? And Mom's like, Santa comes through the window. Don't worry, dear. Santa breaks in through the window. Takes the cookies, leaves the gifts and 10 pieces. I'm like, oh, should I like leave the window open? I'm like, yeah, you should. I'm like, oh, okay. That's terrifying. I mean, it's better than the front door, I feel like. Can you imagine if just Santa just knocks and is like, hey guys, it's Santa Claus. Actually, no, that's kind of dope. What am I saying? That's awesome. That's sick. Back when I believed in Santa, my parents told me Santa used to use his magic to go under the door. Oh, that's kind of nice. That's kind of nice. I still remember when I first found out that Santa wasn't real. It was terrible. Like, I was looking at like the card that Santa gave to me, and I was like, okay, actually the way I found out was actually really funny. My school had this thing where like they wanted me to like, you know, for homework or, you know, for like for tests, they wanted me to go to my parents, and my parents had to sign it. I'm like, I didn't want to do that. Like, you know, sometimes I get bad scores on my quiz, right? So I memorized my mom's signature. But while doing so, I looked at my mom's handwriting a lot. And one day, I woke up, Christmas Day. I went to the card, and I looked at it thinking, wait, this is just mom's handwriting. And then I just became very sad. Became very sad. Like, Mom, Dad, could it be that? Is it possible that? My dad's like, finally, you found out my true identity. That's right. I am Santa Claus. I was like sad. It's very sad. Very sad. But it's actually a lot better because I had a friend who had it a lot worse. She had in her case, her parents just flat out told her, yeah, Santa's not real. She's like, hey? Like, yeah, I don't want to give you Christmas presents. Yo, if I ever have a kid, I'm gonna instill the belief that Santa is 100% real. It's pretty, if you really think about it, it's like basically the biggest gaslight of like the most popular gaslighting of all time. If you really think about it, you're basically instilling upon a kid for like maybe 12 years, maybe even more, that, you know, this fake dude is alive. But I'ma do it. But I'ma do it though. Make them believe that till they're in uni. Yo, for sure, man. They come back from school and cry that Santa isn't real. And one day I'll dress up as Santa Claus. On one Christmas day, I'll be like, "Don't worry, kid. Santa's real." And on one Christmas day, I'll come in and be like, "Ho ho ho. Hello, baby girl. Is this the gift you wanted?" Bam! My elf's been working on that day night 24/7. I gotta go catch my my Rudolph, and gonna vroom giddy up out of here. See ya. You call a child a baby girl? I mean, if they're a girl, I'll probably call them a baby girl. What do you mean? Like, it'll be my baby girl. Hey girl, hey my baby girl. Yeah. What? You're not gonna call your kids baby girl if they're not every girl? You guys are so weird. So weird. Oh, my baby girl. No, I have a feeling. So obviously the word baby girl is obviously like it's an actual word. Like you'll obviously call your kids baby girl. But I have a feeling that I've instilled upon you the word baby girl so differently. I think the word baby girl has basically came upon to you as an unholy word. And you can never ever forget it. Now when you grow up and you become an aunt or something, right? And then like your I don't know, like your sister or your sibling has a kid. You're like, "Oh, look at my baby girl." And you'll be like, Don't say that. Oh, The PTSD from like 10 years ago, this red cabbage man. Oh no! Oh man. The trauma would be. That's funny. And I'll be laughing. I'll never leave your side, baby girl. No, not that. Don't call him that. Anyway, gonna call it a day. Thank you so much for watching today. I had a lot of fun. I will catch you guys this Thursday. And yeah, that's pretty much it. That's really all I have to say. This Thursday, what am I streaming? What am I streaming, guys? I forget. What am I streaming on this Thursday? Can you remind me? I actually forgot what it was. What was it again? I don't remember what I was streaming. Clover Pit? What's that? Clover Pit? Clover Pit, in case you guys don't know, is actually pretty popular. I feel like only among NIJISANJI has it yet not been that popular. It's a really popular game. Basically, I'm gonna gamble. And if I don't make enough money, I die. Should be fun. Again, I know, right? Yo, gambling funds? Guys, gambling funds. So it should be fun. I'll see you guys there. Have a good day. Have a good night. And I'll see you soon. My villains.